Hey Soul Family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're doing a reading all about you. We're taking a look at what you're aware of, what you may not be aware of, what you're actually not aware of, and who you are becoming. Can't wait to get into that detailed reading all about you. But before I introduce each pile to you, please note that you can pick your pile using your zodiac signs, and you can let Spirit pick your pile for you today. These are two sections that you will find the timestamps for down in the description box. Otherwise, let me zoom you in and introduce each pile to you. So you can pick one of the High Priestess on top of each deck, or you can pick the crystal on top of each deck. So for pile number one, this is your High Priestess, and your crystal is the beautiful Amazonite. For pile number two, this is your High Priestess, and your crystal is the beautiful blue Goldstone. And for pile number three, this is your High Priestess, and your crystal is the beautiful rose quartz. So take a look at which one of these three piles you're the most drawn to, and this will be the pile for you here today. In case you feel drawn to more than one pile, maybe even all of the piles, trust your intuition. It's meant to take you to the messages you're meant to hear, particularly today regarding who you are, what you're aware of, what you're not aware of, and most importantly, who you're becoming. And once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box, which will take you straight to your readings. And please note that in a moment, I will be assigning different zodiac signs to each pile. If this is something that you're interested in, please stick around. If not, please pause the video and take as much time as you need. I was just reflecting on what I said. I was saying, most importantly, who you're becoming. Actually, all of them are important. Becoming aware of what you're not aware of might actually be the most important thing. In any case, I believe it's all important. It's always important to learn more about oneself so that we improve and become more of the person that we are meant to be. Right. So yeah, that's the intention of the reading today. And let's begin the zodiac section of the introduction. Okay, so if you prefer to pick your piles using your zodiac signs, welcome. This part of the introduction has been created specifically for you so that you can do just that. Now, I'm going to be real with you guys. I just applied nail polish that I really love, and I don't want to spoil it. So what I'm kind of thinking of doing is dropping 4 signs today so that I don't ruin my nail polish. And at the same time, do the same thing. Okay, so how many do we have here? There we go, successfully done. Okay, so for pile number 1, your signs are Pisces, Taurus, Gemini, as well as Leo. For pile number 2, your signs are Cancer, Virgo, Sagittarius, as well as Aries. And for pile number 3, your signs are Libra, Scorpio, Aquarius, as well as Capricorn. So, my dear soul family, these are the zodiac signs and their association to each of the piles in today's reading. Please feel free to pick your pile or piles using your sun, moon, or rising. I highly recommend you check out the 3. Alternatively, if you prefer to pick your pile using any other placement in your chart, please feel free to do that. And once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box, which will take you straight to your readings. And please note that in the next section, Spirit will be picking your pile for you. If this is something that you're interested in, please stick around. If not, please pause the video and take as much time as you need. Right. If you prefer for Spirit to pick your pile, hello, hello, hello. This part of the introduction has been created specifically for you. And as you may know, I do assign a different tarot card to each pile based on the numerology of the major arcana. And so the Magician will be presenting pile number 1, the High Priestess pile number 2, and the Empress. High Priestess, High Priestess. Ooh, that's really cool. I would say that's a big sign here if that resonates with you, because that's rare. Right, and the Empress will be presenting pile number 3. And what I simply like to do is shuffle the cards around until I either miss pulling a card or passing on a card. There we go. So I was supposed to take that one, which I didn't succeed on taking. That's a chosen pile. If it's the High Priestess, oh my God. I will have my mind blown. So your chosen pile for today's reading is pile number 2. I told you guys. So this is your chosen pile by Spirit. I truly hope you've enjoyed the different ways in which you can pick your pile in today's reading. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Love you so much, and I will see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're doing a reading all about you. We're taking a look at what you're aware of and what you're not aware of about yourself, as well as who you're becoming. I can't wait to get into the reading. I didn't think this through. I'm gonna skip months unless they want to say something. Hold on. I'll actually leave the months. I've taken half of the tea leaves and I'll alternate between the halves in each reading. Okay, so these are the decks that I'll be using. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, you'll find that I always list them below for you guys. I'll be doing each section of the reading in a row all on its own. And yeah, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Amazonite. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Pisces, Taurus, Gemini, as well as Leo. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Right, so let's place the oracle cards here so that you can see them as we work through your reading. And let's get straight into it. We'll begin your reading by taking a look at who you are, what you're aware of, right? Let's see what you're aware of and get a good introduction to who you are together. I mean, for me to find out and for you to check whether this is your reading or not, right? All right, so let's get straight into it. You've got Earthquake. Ooh, this is my feisty pile. Right, I'm getting this impression that you are. It's just an impression. We'll wait and see the rest of the cards. But I'm getting this impression like you are not afraid to shake things up. Feisty. Yeah, strong character here for sure. Right, Earthquake. You've got. Well, these two are coming out, so let's take them. Oh, shut up. You've got the Anima Mundi. It's like the world cards. It's a card that encompasses everything. Dare I say, you are someone who's seen as a well-rounded person, someone who's lucky, that has everything. The star symbolizes the 4 elements as well as spirit. There's something about you, knowing also others seeing you as someone who's got it all, someone to a great extent who's well-rounded. Nice balance. I love this. Perhaps that's why you're so strong. And you've got the comic funny person. Isn't that sweet? Please be my friend. I love this. I love your character, right? the comic. It seems like you have a sense of humor. Could be a snarky one, but it doesn't have to be at all. It just seems like you have a sense of humor. Love, 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 love that. Right, so you've got a month. Perhaps this is telling us that this round, like you becoming a person who's well rounded, or maybe you just improved in something recently with the month that we're going to see. But let's pull out the tea leaf. And oh, why didn't I check them? Weird. Right, so you've got the month of April. Maybe something recently happened in April. We'll find out. And you've got younger woman. Are you kidding me? Like, don't tell me you started looking younger in April. Well, I'm seeing good health, if you ask me. I'm seeing someone who, perhaps because of your good sense of humor, you being able to stand up for yourself, shake things up, you haven't aged. You're actually going younger by the day. There's something about whether I'm not going to say whether you're aware of it or not, because that's a section of being aware of something. There's something here about you blossoming, particularly in April. I'm not sure why. Maybe you know. We'll find out together. Let's take a look at your tarot cards, because something here just recently happened. You've got death and rebirth. I told you something happened in this pile recently. You've gone through a massive transformation in April. Maybe you want to go back and remember what happened. Maybe you who you are also includes your habits. Like maybe you've been taking good care of yourself in April, started eating healthier. That's another thing in April. Maybe you took some toxicity out of your life in April and you started feeling fresher and younger. Massive transformation here that happened to you recently is what I'm observing. The Fool, yeah, it's like you started a new, interesting story. Could the earthquake also be you've recently gone through a huge shakeup in your life? Like you're like, get out of my life. Or I'm making this massive change in my life that resonates more with me. And thus you started a new journey in April, and there's this huge energy shift and change that you've gone through recently. I love this for you. What have you gone through recently? The Two of Pentacles. Yeah, Two of Pentacles is also a great shift that happened. Okay, it seems like you've hit a home run with this massive shift that you've done. Like maybe you've changed jobs that just don't resonate with you anymore. You've taken toxic people out of your life. I think I'm repeating myself here. Or maybe you've done some massive change towards yourself. It could be like in April, or it could just be during the spring if you're in the northern hemisphere, or that would be autumn or fall for you in the southern hemisphere. Okay, so you've got the Three of Pentacles. Right. And the Sun card. Well, I was going to tell you, it seems like you are a person who works well with others. It's no matter how different, diverse, from different cultures, you're very good with working with others, dealing with others. Yeah, you've got the earthquake here. You are capable of, yeah, connecting very well with people who are different than you in many ways. And you shine bright with the Sun card. You're someone who cannot be missed. You could be a Leo. You don't have to be, but you could be with the Sun card. You're someone who can't be missed. You have a sense of humor. You're young looking. You're bold. You take bold actions, especially this year. You've taken a bold move that seems to have had a big effect on you. Energetically, and in looking younger and making a new fresh start in your life. It had an effect of who you're becoming, this major change that you've done. So I keep pausing and going back and thinking, what kind of shift would one do that would change who they right, so it doesn't have to be job, toxic people out of your life. I'm happy I paused to think, because that could also mean you've changed the habit. Like you've changed not just like food or skincare or anything like that. Perhaps this is what tied me to thinking in this direction. But it could be things like, oh, I'm setting these boundaries and I will never allow this sort of energy to happen in my life again. Or I've noticed something about myself that usually keeps me off balance, and now that I'm aware of it, I won't allow this energy to affect me again. So massive shift here that really had a huge effect on you in April. Change in mindset, changing skin, changing who you are. I don't know what it is, but the reading is alluding to how it really made you a well-rounded, balanced person in so many ways. It is contributing to you looking younger. It caused a massive shift in your life. So I'm so curious, what is it that you've done in April or this year in general that had this huge effect on who you are? Is there something that I'm missing? Younger woman could be referring to your younger self. Maybe you've gone back to being more who you naturally are when you were younger. That could be a thing. Actually, I'm starting to feel this way. This energy of comic and younger woman definitely makes me think of authenticity, like children, their true authentic self. So I feel like this change that you've done this year brought you closer to who you really are, albeit in a mature way. Because of the death and rebirth, you were able to grow, take the parts of you that you've grown with, that you also resonate with, but also by staying true to yourself and becoming more fun and outgoing, which could have been an element that has been greatly missing in your life. Now, don't take April like strictly, because specifics, unless they resonate with you when we're doing divination, especially in a general reading, I would say be a bit flexible with that. Maybe this is, like I was mentioning, spring and autumn. Maybe you're in the northern hemisphere and this is a change that's happening right now during the autumn or the fall season for you, and vice versa in the southern hemisphere. Maybe it is spring for you because now you're getting into the spring. Anyways, I don't want to waste much time here, but I just want to pinpoint that when you see timing, be very flexible with it. It could be something that's happening right now, right? So that's also something. But yeah, I see you have made massive changes in your energy and your decisions that are forming who you are right now. They're making you more easygoing. They're making you stronger than you already are. They're making you more fun, light-hearted, more of who you actually are when you were a younger child and free. But there's definitely something that you're aware of and others are aware of. Others look at you and they go, wow, what a well-rounded person. They generally have it all. Like, for example, with all, like, they're emotionally stable, they're smart, pentacles, they're like doing well in life, or at least working hard to do well in life. What's missing? The sword, the cup, the wands, your energy, you're exuding powerful energy and spiritual. So yeah, of course, if you're watching tarot, you must be spiritual. And so yeah, others look at you like, wow, this person really has it all. They're very lucky. And I think you too, not I think, that's what you're aware of. You too, you feel very lucky with Jupiter in this, in the fact that you've got it all. I love this pile, be my friend. I love people like that. So people like that genuinely exude light, and through your light others heal. When each of one of us heals, they naturally exude light that helps others be inspired or just heal through the light. So love this pile. As I said, you've gone through a recent major transformation. You started becoming a new version of yourself recently. You've shifted recently. You've taken a step that is closer to who you are. It was risky, this step. Like maybe you were afraid to take it, or you didn't know how to take it before. It was not easy to step out of your comfort zone doing it. but you did lie. I was asking, what is it that you do? Because at this point, I'm very curious. What did you do recently? What is this all about? And I don't think the reading would be clear without it. So let's see what you've done recently specific. World card. You've accomplished something recently in your journey of transformation with the metamorphosis process of the butterfly. Yeah, we see that. You definitely vibrate a different energy. The way you look particularly is very apparent in your reading. You're more free, and you've ended a chapter recently. So can we get more information on that chapter, please? How did pile number one, what did pile number one go through? Whoa. Okay, look, this is free and liberation. The devil card is being tied and stuck to something, especially when it comes to limiting beliefs. So I think you were liberated from a form of belief that had a huge grasp on you for a long time. I'm so curious, what was that belief that you just liberated yourself from? Nine of Swords. This belief made you strong and haunted you for maybe for a very long time. Yeah, this was one. Gosh, pile number one, can I clap? Did you just liberate yourself from your fears? Wow. You must let us know what ideology change you've had in your life in the comment section. Please, believe me, your comments are read by everyone. And it could be something that you do as a light being for everyone else. So please share what you've done here, but I will continue to explore. What have you shifted your mindset towards recently here that liberated you? Higher self. Do you see? Didn't I tell you guys you're coming closer to who you really are? You've just taken a step towards who you really are through the liberation of some form of fears. Okay, so now we understand that. What were your fears? Spirit of Cups. Queen of Cups. They were emotional in nature, of course, duh. Reem. You've got life force energy. So I want to tell you something. This fear, that's why there's an earthquake. This fear was blocking your life force. This means your creativity, how you shine bright as a light being, your power, right? Your power. Yeah, for sure. My God. And healing these emotions liberated these feelings. But back to the question. The question is, what was your fear? Ten of Swords. Before I answer the question, I'm sorry, I just noticed something here. Ten of Swords means that, and this particular one, seems to mean like you were surrounded by a very toxic environment, very, very toxic environment, and it brought you a lot of pain. And perhaps it is why you were very afraid of something. So what were you afraid of? If I were to guess looking at these cards, it seems like you were afraid of being yourself with the life force. Duh. Yeah, it's coming together. You were afraid of exuding your energy, being who you are. Or you were afraid of showing your power. That's another thing. You were afraid, it could be. You were afraid of bringing your creativity to life. Perhaps you were in such a toxic environment where you were criticized a lot, like, that's bad. This work that you've done, bad. This thing that you're doing, bad, bad, bad. So you weren't in touch with your creative energy here. Or, like I said, what was it? I'm thinking of so many things at the same time. Who you are, your energy. No, that's not what I said. What did I say? Hold on. Got such a sudden mind block. I can't remember what I said here. Your life force, your energy. Yeah, the sacral chakra. Being who you are. Duh. Okay, sorry, guys. Being who you are. Yeah, it's like you had pain expressing emotions. For some of you, maybe you couldn't express how you felt freely. Maybe you were punished for that, or your environment punished you for that. Like, you couldn't express your love, you couldn't express how you felt with the Queen of Cups. Yeah, you couldn't, I got it. You got so much pain expressing your emotions, expressing who you are, expressing your creativity. That's what I'm seeing here. So that was the limiting belief. You couldn't be who you are. That's why we're seeing here you becoming more who you are, finding yourself back home. I love this. I love this pile. I love your depth. I think I can keep going. I love your depth. I love how you got back to yourself. I love your strength. This pile. Okay, so that's what you were afraid of. You've gone recently through a massive metamorphosis, or you could be going through it at the moment, as we've discussed as well as another option here when it comes to timing. And you're liberating yourself, or you've liberated yourself fully from these limiting beliefs and these fears from as a result of the toxic environment that caused you pain. Right. Generally, like I said, we're not going to repeat that. You shine bright wherever you are, and you're very good with dealing with different people. That's your thing here. Okay, I love this for you, my dear pile. Let's get straight into the next part, which is what you're not aware of when it comes to you. I love how the reading is deep, and it's allowing us to explore a lot about you. So, you've got Moon. Oh, you definitely have a shadow that you're not seeing here. I'm glad you clicked on this reading. So it ain't over till it's over. It's not over yet. You're becoming closer to your higher self, but there's more work to do here, evidently. And you've got the mother. Perhaps you have a mother wound. I also heard mother womb when I was saying mother wound. So maybe something happened, like maybe you have a great mother, but something happened in the womb, since I heard it like that. Even me saying it, heard myself saying it. Ro, can you believe this? Like saying something, like hearing something else as I'm saying something. I don't know if this makes sense, but it makes sense to me. So something may have happened in the mother's womb, or there's something about a particular mother wound that you're not aware of. Okay, so let's keep that here and explore what it is, and what else also you're not aware of, but mostly what it is as well. Very important. So you've got bread, period of prosperity and abundance. Wow. Okay. Looking positive to me. Maybe the shadow is something positive that you're not seeing. That could also be an option. So let's be open and explore. I'm just trying to push it up. I don't need to do that. There's plenty of ample space down there for the third part. Right, so you've got monster. Psychopath is something I'm seeing. So maybe, all right, we'll wait. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. So you've got the King of Wands, the Emperor. I think something about power. Look, monster, King of Wands, and Emperor. Someone in power, in great power, scared you, it seems. And be open, because mother doesn't have to be mother. It could be, by the way, parental. It could be anyone in authority, like a teacher. Or yeah, so be very open. It doesn't have to be particularly mother, right? But something about authority here that scares you. Perhaps you've dealt with psychopath here, loosely speaking. This is not like like a reading from an expert, a scientist, a doctor. Like, we're not diagnosing anyone here. This is for entertainment purposes. But I'm picking up, reading your cards, that it seems like authority, particularly from someone who's psychopathic-like or narcissistic-like or something, brought you some form of horror maybe in the past or in childhood or something here. prosperity could have been like they had dual roles. They took very good care of you, or they were the ones who, yeah, breadwinner, bread, right? Breadwin, what is it called? Bread, yeah, it's called breadwinner, actually, or something. But they also scared you, whether they mean it or not. Whether they mean it or not, it seems like they really scared you here. And you've got Action of Cups. This is the Knight of Cups. Oh, Knight of Cups is not balanced energy. It's like just following the heart and what it desires. So there's something about this person who also loved you. That's a very complicated connection here when it comes to your wound. Or maybe you loved them. But I'm looking more into someone who's in control of the family, or someone who's in control of the class, or something like that, authority figure, who loved you. But Knight of Cups suggests someone who goes after the feelings regardless of how it's going to affect others. You see what I mean? So someone who had a strong shadow that was moving them, in control of them, right? Driving them. They loved you. It's not like they loved you, but they were letting their emotions take the best of them. Like if they feel like loving you, they would kiss you and pat you. If this is a parent, if this is a teacher, they would show you love. But if they were upset, they would go crazy, it seems, and use all of that big power towards a child in such a massive, scary way. So there was this dual energy here where there's both love but scary energy. Someone who's just let their emotions drive them. Maybe they didn't love you, but for most of you, 99.9% of the Knight of Cups, they loved you. There could be a 1% where you're like, no, they didn't. So that's there also. It could simply mean they were letting their emotions drive them, either case. Okay, so you've got the Hermit. It seems like this person made you alone, or it was safe to be alone. Yeah. Because of the situation. So I think the reading here is connecting everything together. Or maybe they left you alone and you had to figure it out on your own. That's another thing. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. So yeah, looks like they made you rely on yourself, or they left you, like mostly left you alone. Perhaps you feel alone because of that. 9 of Wands, my God. You keep seeing vulnerable children and someone who can seriously hunt them, or like, at least that's how you feel, how you felt as a child. Like you were under danger and you were constantly seeking safety. So sorry about that, my dear pile number 2. My heart is with you, but look at you today. Okay, and perspective. Hanging in there. Maybe they weren't listening to your opinions. You had to figure things out on your own. Yeah, you were kept hanging in there, which means that you were alone. You had to figure things out on your own. You had to be, you had to be up in the clouds. There's something in psychology about that. When you learn to regulate, you are always like, what, I can't remember what the word is called, to get out of reality and be in your own vision world. So yeah, here you have, okay, so I'm starting to catch on the shadow here that you're not aware of. Let's put the shadow together. This shadow seems to be about fear of authority or anyone in power. And this shadow also includes it's the reason, because you're afraid here, it's the reason. We did see the toxic environment before and the fears, right? We did see that. Now we understand more the fears and the toxic environment in particular, at least with this person. It doesn't have to be like in general, but at least with this person or because of this person. You've always felt like you were in danger, racing, you have to race, run. So, by the way, your shadow holds with the Nine of Wands a lot of confidence and power, as well as perseverance because of that situation. So you could be a person who always perseveres, always is strong, yeah, and goes after what they want or tries to find safety, very good at that because of it. You're a person who has learned to find the light at the end of the tunnel by yourself, because you've had to reflect on things on your own from a very young age. And so you've already started self-exploration and deep thinking from a young age. I mean, Hermit and the Hanged Man. You've learned, dare I say, this experience brought you a lot of enlightenment. So, you know, your shadow has served you a lot, whether you believe it or not. And every shadow holds great gifts within it. Your shadow holds your confidence. Your shadow holds your personal power. Your shadow holds your own ability with the action, with the Knight of Cups, to also be free to go after the things that you want, or be who you want. Your shadow holds your enlightenment, and the more you dig deep into your shadow, the more you enlightened you become. I mean, that can't be a coincidence. So, going back to defining your shadow, it seems to be fear of power, but having to stick to it because of survival, always in survival mode, to survive. So you really fear authority here, any form of authority. And there's a shadow with emotions here, with the Knight of Cups. Yeah, we talked about what this shadow is: pursuing the things you love, or being who you are, or who you love, or you just simply going after the things that you love. Maybe this means that you take care of others, not yourself. Perhaps this is why this is here. You feel alone. You're racing, feeling endangered all the time. And part of your shadow is like going, daydreaming, going out of being in the clouds, going out of reality a lot of the times to escape. Okay? So this wouldn't be a proper reading if we didn't pull out cards that will clearly show you what is your guidance to integrating that shadow, because that shadow holds a lot of gifts here for you. So how are you guided to integrate this particular shadow? What can we do? I'll pull out an oracle card, 2. And I'll pull out 3 tarot cards. So you've got the unseen. So knowing about it. So you just started the integration process right now. Understanding what this is all about, all on its own, allows you to integrate it. Because this, okay, I get it. I also get it. This shadow wants to be seen. This shadow feels like it was not seen, the moon, right? This shadow feels like it was not recognized by this authority. This shadow feels alone. And so this shadow needs to be seen. And seen here does not mean seen by others. It needs to be seen by you, because you're the most important person here. So this shadow simply wants you to see it. And perhaps you run away from it, which is 99.9% of us when it comes to our shadow, because it holds a lot of deep, painful emotions. It wants you to see it and sit with it. It wants you to observe it. It doesn't want you to judge it. Don't go, oh, that's because of that when that happened. Not during the time when you're observing it. When you're not observing it, you can think, you can analyze all you want. But when it's time for you to just simply be present with the emotions that is observing it, this will be how you integrate this shadow. You see it, you bring light to it, right? You make the shadow seen. That's the integration. So you're simply guided to look at it without judgment, without thoughts that would trigger more emotions. Just observe it. That's all it wants from you, to integrate. Do you see? I mean, we don't even need tarot cards at this point. Evolution. This will change you to the core, down to your DNA. And perhaps you've done this before. That's why you've got this younger woman energy. Now it's connecting. It's literally under this card. That's why you're becoming younger and more vibrant. It's because you observed this shadow before, and it's asking you to continue to do that, because that is what's healing you the most. And it will literally, like, this is not an expert, this is for entertainment purposes only, but looking at your cards and reading them, looks like it will even affect your DNA, change you to the core, down to your DNA. You will really change in so many ways. Integrating this shadow is so important for you. Maybe we can get like 3 tarot cards before we continue to see how you can apply this advice easily, the observation. So, 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords is like, sit down. Don't do anything else. Don't grab your phone. Don't talk to anyone. It's sitting with this uncomfortable feeling. It's being comfortable with the stuck, so to speak. Like, am I really going to sit down and do nothing and just observe? Yes, that's what you're guided to do. Just sit. And there's the beach here. If you can listen to wave sounds, or maybe you're by the beach, you can go and sit by the beach. That will be very healing for you. Or just simply by nature, right? It doesn't have to specifically, remember the specificalities. It doesn't have to be specifically the beach, but it could be talking about nature. So it's guiding you to sit by nature or listen to natural sounds, particularly water and the beach, and to just observe. That's all. 4 of Wands, elevation. 4 of Wands is elevation, celebration. The moon. Oh, another way you are guided to see this shadow is to not be ashamed by it. It's to celebrate it. So when you think about it, don't think, oh, this happened to me, I'm sad, anymore. You're guided to shift your emotions towards more, I'm proud, this made me who I am today, I'm not ashamed of it. I got to look, and you got everything here. You're a well-rounded person. You're very lucky you got it all. So yeah, you, in your pile, you got it all. It's okay to have things to work on that you're not perfect in or good at yet. That's okay. So that's how it wants you to look at it. Like, celebrate it. Yeah, celebrate it. 4 of Wands is celebration. Celebrate it, it says. Don't be ashamed of me. Celebrate it. Harbor me. I want someone to harbor me. So, and I want you more than anyone in the world. If you keep looking on the outside, your shadow just wants you to harbor it and celebrate it and be okay with it, be proud, say, hey, this is me, this is who I am now, and we're healing it together. But this is who I am now, and I'm not ashamed of it. And to sit with it. Yeah, very clear. Love how your cards are super clear. Let's take a look at who you're becoming. So who are you becoming, my dear pile number 1? This reading has been so long, I got lost which pile it was. Right, I'm enjoying it to the fullest. So you've got, let's take your oracle cards first. Ah, we've got 2 here, lovely. And let's take this one there. It's very windy today. If you hear background noises, I'm sorry, guys. All right, so you've got Rock. Ooh. Like, you are already strong, but you're adding on the pieces that make you even more balanced, effortlessly balanced, and stronger. Lovely. Always described here as a strong person. That figure in your life, although it was very painful, definitely contributed to your power today, one way or the other, whether you're aware of it or not. You're a strong person today because of it. Very strong person today who's not afraid to shake things up. So, which means you're not a people pleaser here with the Knight of Cups. If you're not afraid to shake things up, perhaps you're just simply afraid of maybe being yourself, or being yourself, or pursuing that which you love, something like that. Right, so Rock, the Bardo, who you're becoming, you're already, the Bardo is the in-between worlds, right? So you're already en route to becoming this person we're about to describe. Lovely. And look at the eye here again. The more you look, the faster you will go through this period of transition. You've got Mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. Fair Man. Dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. Fair men in Western societies is considered the most privileged or something. So there's something about you becoming very privileged, and I'm not surprised, because you're already, let's continue to go back there, you're already well-rounded and becoming yourself again. Yeah, that's the Knight of Cups, becoming who you are again, having, like, perhaps this person took permission for you to be who you are, and you're removing that. You're like, I give myself permission, and you're becoming who you are. Now it's connecting. You're becoming more who you are. You're not getting permission from anyone. That's giving you privileges. It's making you become a very privileged person in life, because it seems like you've got it all. And again, it's not privilege because society is giving to you. It's privilege of becoming who you are. Like, for example, a person who's intelligent benefits from this privilege. A person who goes towards the things that they want gets the privilege of these actions, and so on. So you're become, and it doesn't cancel out you being privileged on the outside as well, like with society, that's there as well. But you're becoming a very privileged person is what I'm picking up. Not sure what this is, but we'll find out. Expose criminality. See, you're like figuring, you're opening the files, you're not afraid, you're exposing everything that happened, you're connecting the dots here. It seems you're becoming very aware of what's going on. Yeah, you're becoming self-aware, very self-aware person. Yeah, no emotions, no emotion escapes you without you noticing it and going, what's that? You're very, very aware of everything going on. Nothing is controlling you, like, for example, that other person here. In contrast here, you're becoming someone who's very aware, because you've learned to self-reflect from a young age, which is a great privilege that, by the way, your shadow gave to you. You're very lucky in that area. Self-reflection is very important in growth. You've got the King of Swords, becoming sharp, mentally, strategic, intelligent, crown chakra opening up, receiving with the feather here messages from the spiritual world easily. Yeah, that part of you is definitely changing to a way that will surprise you. Right, let's pull out the cards and then we'll explain them. 5 of Pentacles. Temperance, healing, massive healing. You're finding your balance. Again, you're getting guidance on how to do that. I love this for you. You've been really guided in this lifetime with the feathers here on how to heal, massively and become more of your higher self and who you're meant to be. Perhaps that's one thing that you were meant to do. So you've got the Tower card. You came here to do, Yeah, Tower, earthquake, you're becoming more bold. You're not afraid to shake things up, push the wrong people out of your life, you name it. You're becoming very bold. And that power, wow. And finally, the Five of Cups. I'm seeing you release here pains, which is very important to your healing process. You seems like you, yeah, also the Tower is release, healing through release. What am I seeing? You're becoming someone who's healing a lot of sadness, particularly, that was stored within you. It's all coming out in a massive way as you're going through this bardo. And you couldn't find your way before. You couldn't have the things that you wanted. And that's a big thing here with the Five of Pentacles. Maybe you couldn't be what you wanted. You couldn't have what you wanted before. Now it feels like you took off all of the limitations that were making you feel like that. And you're like, I can do it on my own. And you're finding your healing. You're not relying on anything to protect yourself, or you protect your steps, protect the moves that you make. And you're like, yeah. You're learning to adapt to different environments. You're becoming comfortable. You're learning how they feel, these different actions that you're taking in the bardo. You're learning, oh, so when I do this, this is how it feels like. When I take that action, that's how it feels like. You're becoming more acquainted with the different things you're taking action on these days. And that's bringing you a lot of balance and healing. You're crying it out with the Five of Cups, or at least releasing a lot of your emotions, especially the more you observe. You see the eye here? This shadow wants you to see it. The more you observe it, the more you'll be releasing. It's okay, cry it out. Don't hold on tight to it. Allow it. Just don't bring any thoughts with it. Just allow yourself to feel it without any thoughts. But yeah, you'll be in this bardo period, which is who you're becoming next. Someone who's releasing and healing a lot of the pent-up emotions that were really the reason for all of the lack you felt. And so the more you release, the more you come out of this lack, the feelings of lack, the more you'll spiritually grow, become more intelligent, be more strategic, more powerful. Mental balance with the King of Swords. You'll become more mentally balanced, mental fortitude, mentally strong. Yeah. This talks about full mental healing with the King of Swords. Privileged. So where is the mule? What is the mule trying to say? What am I not seeing? Look. You might find that this process may not go as, that's why who you're becoming next is the bardo. It doesn't mean that's the end of the journey, but it seems like this phase is going to take its time. It's not like, oh, let me see what's after that, because you'll become someone who's in between the old self and the new self. Although you've grown a lot, that's something that's evident here. But for a while you'll be in the in-between, and you're guided to be comfortable with it. You're no longer your old self, but you're not yet your new self, because that phase is gonna take its time to find that rock and that balance. And so you're guided to eyes. Can't say enough of the eyes from the different decks that you're getting. The more you put your focus on observing this shadow, the more it's going to be released, because there's a lot there. So don't wait for the world to, if you don't want the world to bring you surprises in order to break open layers for you to release these emotions and go through something difficult, if you want to avoid all of that, you can fully avoid that. And all you're guided to do is take some time every day, as much as you can, to simply sit with this shadow. Observe it, let the feelings, maybe there are feelings, maybe there are not, just sit with everything. And feel without thinking. And don't induce feel, but just observe your feelings. Every day, as much as you can. Because if you do that, you will go through this bardo phase of your personality faster. Learn to be comfortable with it, but if you want to become who you want to become, that's what you're guided to do, and that's what your shadow wants you to do. So yeah, the more you observe, the more you'll come out of the lack energy that you don't understand. Perhaps you have lack in some areas and you don't understand how to heal it, like maybe lack of confidence or lack of energy, or lack of creativity, lack of self-love, lack of becoming who you want to be, lack of doing what you want. We can go on forever if it's like you're trying to figure it out and you continue. Oh, shame also. So anything like that with the Five of Pentacles and you just don't understand why it's not working, that's the lack this card is referring to. And it's saying all you need to do is observe. And the more you observe, the more you find your balance and understand, regain your healing again, the more you will, this lack will automatically heal. Yeah, it's just you're going through this period of release, and that is the next period of your life. And yeah, my dear pile number one, it was lovely spending this time with you. I loved your reading. I loved your sophistication and depth and strength and all the colors. This Anima Mundi card, well deserved with you. And you're becoming an awesome person. I love this for you. And don't forget to give advice on what you've done recently here regarding your fears. What have you done? What limiting beliefs have you released? And my dear pile number one, this was your reading. I really loved it. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at you, who you are, reading all about you. And so we will be dividing your reading into three parts, taking a look first at what you're aware of, who you are and what you're aware of. And then we'll be taking a look at what you're not aware of. And then we'll be ending the reading by taking a look at who you are becoming. Pile number one was super interesting. I can't wait to dig into your reading. And these are the decks that I'll be using. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, you'll find that I always list them below for you guys. But very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful blue Goldstone. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Cancer, Virgo, Sagittarius, as well as Aries. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. And also, this is the pile that Spirit picked in today's reading. All right, so let's get straight into it, and we'll first explore the first part of your reading, which is all about what you're aware of, who you are and what you're aware of, the part that you're aware of. Okay, let's place them here so that you can see your cards as we work together on your reading. Right. And let's pull out the first cards. So you've got niche. Okay, it seems like you're in a niche or a niche all on your own. It seems a very unique character. Yeah, it seems with niche, you're not someone who you generally encounter. Very particular, unique character that you don't usually see that much. Definitely. Also, it seems to me like you are someone who follows your own thoughts. You walk to the beat of your own drum. And so you know what you love. You're not like everybody else. You know what things you love. And that's what you follow. So yeah, walking to the beats of your own drum is definitely a highlight in this pile. You've got book. Ooh, very educated person. You love learning. You love knowledge. Very evident here. You can't stop learning. Obsessed with learning. Okay. You've got the sword. See, there's something about your mind here. You love learning. You love thinking. You love very sharp-minded. Very clear. You're able to distinguish very well between like things like the contrast of things. what's right, what's not right, what's moral, what's immoral. You know, the lines aren't blurred with you. You're so smart. You're able to think well, at least for yourself. It doesn't have to be that you have it actually right, but you're very good at thinking sharply, and you're like, right. So you're able to look into things that others would miss. You don't fall victim to doing things just because you've learned something as a rule. Like, for example, if everyone's saying, what's like a quick example for that? If everyone's like, it's wrong to. No, I got to think about it. Hold on. Oh, I got one. Um, being truthful to a fault, for example. Being truthful is a great moral value to have. But being disrespectful while being blunt, that may not be the right way to do it. And others, some people can have a little bit of a blurred line here. It's like, hey, I'm being honest. And while that's an awesome thing, how you do things is important. So you're very clearly able to see between things, different energies, very well. You don't fall victim into getting lost in the middle. You're like, yes, for example, it's great to be honest. I always want to be honest, but how I say it matters. How I give the information matters. Also, maybe you're able to think, does it necessarily require that type of honesty now? You know, maybe what's more important for this particular situation is growing someone's confidence before you tell them something. Maybe in other situations you're like, no, they have to know it now, even if it's going to hurt them a little, so they can grow. All I'm trying to say is that you're able to think for yourself. You see what I'm trying to say? You're able to think very well for yourself, is what I'm picking up in your card. Oh, we got two actually. Affairs with your family and ladder climbing towards success. Ooh, I feel like this is talking about branching out. So it's talking about your success. It seems like you're someone who works hard and one who has built a strong foundation in not just your work, but in the important things for you in life. You are someone who doesn't mind spending a long time creating a good foundation, just like a tree, even if for a long time the results of what you're working towards doesn't show, doesn't give you the benefits of them, because you believe that having a strong foundation allows you to climb up or go up quickly. And that's one of your characteristic traits that allows you to reach great heights and great success. So yeah, hard worker, as someone who builds a strong foundation. You're all about quality rather than quantity. You're all about things being stable, well founded. That's the most important thing to you. And it allows you to go up quickly, and it allows you to stay up as long as you can with your strategy. So yeah, I love your character. So this is someone who is absolutely themselves. This is someone who has their own path, their own route. They want to do things properly, thinks for themselves, loves learning. I love how your cards are describing you. I think I need more space for your tarot cards to explore your reading. Sorry, Pooh, love you, but and Piglet as well. But we need the space. Okay. Well, sorry about that. Two of Wands with possibilities. Seven of Pentacles with patience. Gosh, after all this space, what were we gonna do Before then. Okay. Affairs with family. How can that be something about your character? Maybe you're someone who values the close people to you very much. Yeah, family tree. It doesn't have to be just family. You're someone who values dear and deep connections. Whether you have a lot of friends or just a little bit, they're all rooted with strong foundation. Sorry, guys, I needed to prepare something to drink very quickly. Right. So, yeah, you build strong connections with the dear people to you. You deep person with deep connections. So, Two of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, and that gives us space for one more card. Okay, I believe it's the way it's meant to be. So, whoa, transformation. This is the Death card. It seems to me like you're a person who is like hands-on. You constantly do so many things that allows you to constantly transform into a new, better version of yourself. You're very patient with yourself. You mother yourself, and you take your good time to transform. So what I'm seeing about you is that you're someone who's always with the Two of Wands, someone with a vision, someone with dreams, someone who is not afraid to explore. Hey, I want to do this. I want to become this. I want to have fun with this. You're always envisioning and thinking of things that you would love to do. And you get straight into it, building it with the Seven of Pentacles. You're slow, you're patient, you're not the sort of person who goes, where is it? It's not there, so you give up. You're very patient, and you're constantly transforming your life, who you are, the things that you can have. Yeah, definitely a strong aspect of who you are. Love your character. So beautiful. You're constantly on the up. By the time someone says pile number 2, you're already somewhere else. Or by the time someone says, hey, I was inspired by, you're already somewhere else. And love, love, love your reading. No, I was trying to fit one more card. It's not happening. We're just going to leave it this way. Right, so that's who you are. Category all on its own. May I dare even say, so specific. You might have a few people like you, or maybe not even at all, at least with your particular combination. Yeah, very interesting person for sure. Can't miss you. Right, so this is what I see as who you are as a person, what you're aware of. Very intelligent. Am I missing anything? I just want to make sure, like, you could be motherly, like someone who's motherly, despite of all of that. You could be a caring person, very caring, very nurturing person. You love to help others, nurture others, help others with what you have or what you've achieved. Very loving person, for sure. Anything I'm missing? Free, one of the free thinkers. People who believe other ideas, very open-minded. You go high and low. There's a fish here, high and low. Yeah, you're not stuck somewhere. You're that sort of person that would be involved in one thing, and it's very peculiar to meet someone who's involved with one thing, but also involved with a totally different thing. Like, for example, you might be a scientist who's very into spirituality, or someone who, like, scientist comes up again, quickest thing that comes to me. Scientist, no, scientist not gonna work. Or someone who, yeah, scientist, but so much into, like, you're also a hairdresser. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to say that it's not like you're not in a box. You're in a category all on your own, and you have all these unique aspects about you, high and low, meaning that people wouldn't believe, oh, you're this and that. Whoa, very interesting character. And so that, yeah, that's how you come across, and you're very aware of that. Also, others are very, very aware of that as well. Right, let's now get into the juicy part. What are you not aware of, my dear pile number 2? So you've got metamorphoses. You're not aware of metamorphoses? Really? How's that possible? We'll find out. You've got, oh, maybe you're not aware that you're changing at the moment. That would be so interesting. You're not aware of the type of metamorphosis you're going through. Are you kidding me? Is that what you're not aware of part of the reading? Wow. Okay, so we've got the shadow here with the haunted house. So we also, oh, are you not aware that there's a shadow integrating this pile? I just can't. I just can't with this pile. Okay, you've got, oh, that's your shadow reading part. So you've got gnosis. Do you know what gnosis is? It's knowledge. Yeah. If it's not your pile, what pile is this gonna be? So the gnosis is the deep knowing, the deep knowledge, the deep part of the subconscious mind that has all the magic, the real where the real transformation and the real magic happens. So if you're not aware, which you're not, it looks like, my dear pile number 2, you're going through a metamorphosis process where you're integrating your shadow, and it's so effortless. You're not even aware of it because you're doing the transformation work anyway. Like I can't with this pile. So much so that you're changing without being aware that you're changing. And this is all thanks to your knowledge, the knowledge that you acquire, how aware you are, how you love going deep. Yeah, the roots. This card wasn't kidding. You love getting into the roots of things, the root of information. You love getting to know more. So the more you learn and the more you learn about yourself, this transformation is just like effortlessly happening, seamlessly. You're not even aware of it. Right. Purse, pay attention to your finance. We got something here on you. You got to pay attention to your finances because this seems like it's slipping from you. No, jokes aside, I'm very happy for you. I'm just making you laugh. I'm so proud of you. But here you got to be careful because it looks with purse. Something that you're not aware of about you is that it seems like you're not aware of your resources. It could be money or any type of resources. You're not aware of it. You're not careful with it. And we'll find out why in a moment. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. This time we have ample space for your tarot cards. And I didn't even mean to put it there, but it just happened. So we're going to roll with it. Maybe you want to dig deeper with gnosis, by the way, into your money matters or resources in general. You're not paying attention to your resources. And I don't know why. Yeah, of course, it's part of you because there's something here that we'll explore also with the shadow that can help you out with this part a lot. Okay, so you've got the 8 of Cups with letting go. Perhaps you're attached to something that makes you overspend or makes you not careful with your resources. And once you let go of it, you won't be spending that much anymore. So let's explore that part. You've got the 3 of Wands with experiencing, right? 4 of Wands with participation. Okay. Imagine a pile where the shadow's giving guidance here. You've got the rebel, right? Of course. The emperor in the shadow, right? Like, yeah. Who doesn't have that? And you've got the 6 of Pentacles with compromise. Okay. So there's something particular about money and resources that you're not seeing. Very particular reading, I must say. Yeah, you need to dig deep into that because it's showing you that's what's appearing on your outside world. But really, there's more depth to that. The reason this is happening is because there's something about you being outside of your environment, and the more you lean into your environment, you see the water drop going back to its environment. The more you go back to your environment, the less you will feel like you have to spend or waste resources in general. So what could this mean? For example, if you're involved in a job that's not fulfilling to you, you might find yourself going back home having to spend money to overcompensate for the emptiness you're feeling, you see? So that's just an example. There's something about experiences here. So your shadow is very particular. It's showing you something about yourself. What is your environment, or something that will make you feel more harmonious within? Your shadow is showing you that right now you're outside of what you love. And the more you are outside it, the more you are creating a fraction within yourself. While you're integrating a lot of your shadow, you're also causing a fraction here that you're not seeing at the moment. How can you heal that? How can you integrate that and come out, transcend that, and find your strength back? Do you see that rebel card, that emperor card that's breaking out of their limitations? It is saying you got to find balance. It is not telling you to stop doing your job or to stop doing whatever it is that's particularly taking you out of your environment. Moderation is everything with the Six of Pentacles. Moderation. Both sides are important to you. You just don't want to lean too much into a side versus the other. You need balance here. And so with whatever it is you're doing, I'm not sure what it is, but we can explore in a moment. It could be your job, it could be your group of friends, the environment you're in, or anything like that. The more you lean into experiences, the more you will find your balance in your particular situation. So be careful. You don't want to create more fracture, right? And so you want to find balance at the moment by leaning more into experiences rather than spending money. If you want to be inspired by, for example, like I was going to talk about my other channel, Unshame plug, but really, really could help you out here. Like my channel, other channel is not going to help you with shopping, for example, but it's going to help you with finding more joy in the everyday life. Because in the other channel, which is called White Feather Zodiac Tarot, I'm going to change the name. It used to be a Zodiac channel. Anyways, I digress. In this other channel, every week, and that's what I'm hoping to do. It hasn't been weekly yet, but it's going to be. I share with you what I do as hobbies and encourage you to also do your hobbies alongside with me so that we can be together. And I also do general readings as I do my hobbies as like an audio to the video itself. So if you want to subscribe to that and get notifications on the channels, I think you're really going to enjoy it. But that aside, all I'm trying to say is lean in more into experiences. So you're guided to spend less resources, like experiences doesn't have to be spend less in hobbies or the idea of shopping. It could also be like maybe you spend a lot of money in restaurants and your shadow's saying enjoy the experience of cooking. Teach yourself how to enjoy the ingredients, enjoy the different cuisines of the world, and do something nice for yourself and the whole experience in the kitchen. It could be go out in the park and learn to have much better time, because there's also with participation here, you're guided to also connect with others who are different but are harmonious with you, from different experiences but are harmonious to you. Reach out to connect with others that you resonate with but you can learn a lot from, because with these two you will find your power back with regards to something, because it looks like this is holding your power. It's more serious than just resources, which is very important, of course, but on an internal level, it is holding some form of power from you. It's making you imbalanced. So we're slowing down. Yeah. It seems like the spending or the resources is putting you on a fast-paced life, and you need more to slow down, which will really help with your healing in general and with you unleashing your true power, because that's there, it's ready. It's like you're very powerful, but but for this power to be fully liberated, you want to slow down. Take it easy. And your guidance to take it easy and not lean more into the spending to solve problems or challenges, which is what money does, right? It's not saying don't, the balance here. It's just simply saying lean more into experiences, having fun, going out into the park, a nearby park, or going to nature, doing fun activities at home, doing your own cooking. These are the things I can think of. Yeah, more things like that than solving everything with money or with resources in general, because that will unleash your power and it will help in many ways find your balance. Six of Pentacles, financially, but also in terms of your healing and finding your general balance in you, because they look the same, kind of the same. So it's like becoming a balanced person. Yeah, more of you, becoming more of you. It will really help you out in your transformation. And what you're not seeing, what you're not aware of, is that it's holding power. It's holding your power in many ways. So Gnosis, it's saying do a deep analysis more on how you can balance this situation and how you can lean more into experiences. And yeah, we didn't talk a lot here about this, but what you're not aware of is that you are currently going through a massive transformation of who you are as a person, healing a lot of shadows you couldn't see with the haunted house. You couldn't see, you didn't come near. It was scary to come near these compartments of your mind. You don't even need to figure it out. It's just healing. Through the work that you're doing, the transformational work that you're doing, you're like a hawk. You're very observant of yourself, of where you want to go, what you want to do. And because of your great observational skills, it seems like you know what to do to transform, so much so that you don't even, it seems here, need to know a lot of what these shadows are. And you're not going to know, you're just simply integrating them automatically through the work and the nurturing that you're doing towards yourself. And right now, what you're not aware of is that you are transforming into a much better, this is, metamorphosis is a big word. It's not just transformation. It's like you're becoming a nearly different version of yourself. Different in the good ways, like becoming even better and in every way. So what is this transformation that you are becoming, which is the next part of the reading? I was just going to pull out cards and remembered. This is the next section of your reading. Very interesting. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so let's pull out your cards. This automatically took us to the next question. Who are you becoming? My dear pile number 2. Right, so let's pull out your oracle cards. And we'll then pull out your tarot cards. Okay, so you've got earthquake. My goodness, this popped up in pile number 1, not in this section, but that was a big card. If you are drawn to pile number 1, I highly recommend it for you. If you're enjoying the reading and want to expand, I definitely recommend pile number 1. So you've got earthquake. Maybe who you're becoming. This was pile number 1's first part. It could expand more pile number 1 on who you're becoming actually. Right, so earthquake. Unexpected help. Ooh. Right. You've got the shadow. Didn't I tell you guys you're going through a shadow integration at the moment? That's what we're expanding on. And the good news is your shadow contains a lot of advantages, strong advantages within it. You know, the yin and the yang within the light there's shadow, and within the shadow there's light. And so there's light within your shadow that's really going to help you out, shake things up in your life in a massive way that you did not expect. Your shadow that you're integrating at the moment holds great light that will absolutely surprise you, and how it's going to help you next in your life. Lightning, I'm telling you, control your anger or you will be sorry. I'm feeling like there is power being unleashed, the earthquake, the lightning. There's something about a form of power that's being unleashed that's within your shadow that is so strong. It literally shows so much personal power that you're going to exude a lot of power, where others will right away recognize that we don't want to upset a person like pile number 2, because that sort of earthquakey lightning energy will definitely be exuding from them. We do not want to come near pile number 2. Like, a lot of power here. Your shadow holds a lot of power, and it continues to do, which it clearly shows us. That's already working out for you, and this will release the remaining part of it. Right, so a lot of personal power exuding from you. Okay, you've got the 5 of Swords with comparison. So I get this understanding that you've always had this personal power, but before it seems like it was much bigger, like you had to put in a lot of it, and it was rough. Like, maybe, for example, for some of you could have been just a little bit aggressive, or just a little bit borderline rude, maybe, or you did it with a lot of anger, right? Or maybe you did it with a lot of anger. I'm seeing it becoming more refined and flexible, smoother. You're becoming smoother. This power doesn't come through shadow where you're angry or you're hurt or you're going to take rough action. It's like showing that same energy and that same power, but being more flexible, or maybe more lenient. Like, okay, well, I can let this go, but that's not going to go. If you don't do this, I'm going to have to do that. Very sorry. Yeah, you're calmer. It's more refined, but it can't be missed. And it's more, it's making that it's your strength is going to be in how you're able to be flexible, because you're no longer tense by these emotions. You just simply have power, and it moves. Nobody can take that power from you. You're not threatened. You're not intimidated. Nobody can take that power from you. And thus it's as flexible as you want it to be. Okay. You've got the 9 of Swords with sorrow. The Queen of Swords with morality. Right. So you've got the Hanged Man with new vision. Very interesting. I'm glad I waited here for a complete message. Whoa! Of course, for this pile, who else? Right, so you've got the Strength card in this deck 11, which was the old deck's 11 is the Strength card with breakthrough. You're going through a major breakthrough. We know you're changing to a point this time that's unrecognizable. Like, if you were recognizable before, this time you are absolutely unrecognizable. Like, you'd have to swear you're pile number 2. Okay, so what's going on here with these cards? It's simply showing that you had a lot of fears and sorrow before. And these fears and sorrows, which were the haunted house, you didn't even know where they came from, why, all of that, it doesn't matter anymore. You're transforming. Made you a moral person, but like everything else with imbalance, everything good can become harmful. Like too much of morality, the extreme here may be imbalance in something. Like too much of kindness may not be coming from a kind place anymore, although you can't take kindness away from anyone, but it could be there's an underlying people pleasing or underlying not feeling like one deserves what others do, whatever it is. Here also, you've got a lot of morals, it seems, a lot of strong moral standards. And while you're someone who doesn't miss the line, as we talked about, it was in the areas where you had fears and deep sadness where that logic didn't apply. And the reason you missed it in these two particular areas, when you're in, that's why you're going from rough to smooth. When you were super sad or super scared, this logic wasn't there. So you're not in your logical state, right? So to speak. You get into another state. And that state kept you hostage because this state is like, we gotta do the right thing. But I think here you could have done it to an extreme, like so much so that you could have been maybe unfair to yourself in being moral, or maybe you kept limitations that shouldn't have been there, or something like that. Or maybe you had too many boundaries up high, whatever this was. Yeah, it could be that too. So what am I seeing? I'm seeing a new perspective. Here, as the shadow is integrating and you're not noticing it, this seems to be healing for you. See, there's something opening up here by the day as this shadow integrates. The sadness and the fears are healing, automatically becoming smoother. You're thinking with more clarity now with the Queen of Swords. You're finding your personal power. You're finding the balance, because queens are healers, but they're also balance. So you're healing from that, but also you're finding your balance. It's like, yes, it's important to have morals, but I got to know how to protect myself, or I have to understand where am I deeming it as immoral, but it's actually not. Things like that. So a new vision here with Hanged Man. You're going through a phase. You're going to go through with the Hanged Man through this phase of finding the right way at looking at things. So you're healing. That's what you're becoming someone who's healing, looking at things differently, up to a point where you're going to come out of this completely, break through from these chains. Your power is just going to come, whether anyone likes it or not. It's going to shine through. You're going to be this powerful version of yourself. And it's going to help you in so many ways. This shadow is not here to joke. This shadow is here to shake everything up. That's wrong, shake it up. I don't like this job, shake it up. I want to be bold and do that, shake it up. I don't like this, shake it up. No joke here. This is a very strong shadow that's here to help you. It's like almost a strong person coming and saying, hey, give me your hand. Why are you afraid? Why are you sad? Let me help you with that. That's how it's done. That's your shadow. And this time you're looking at things from a clearer perspective. You've understood so much of the shadow that you're able to appreciate the light. And from that, that's the idea of the Hanged Man. From that, because you went so much into something, you're able to now understand, no, I don't want to get into an experience like that before. The balance is this and this and this. So yeah, you're going to be doing it way better than anyone else. Most people at least. And the cloudiness is dissipating. Things are becoming clearer, and you're going to be more refined with your power. Yeah. A very, very strong character who is not afraid of speaking up, not afraid of shaking things up, not afraid of being who they want to be, doing what they want to do. Love your energy. This is who you're becoming. And my dear pile number 2, this was your reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 2, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Today we're doing a reading all about you. We're taking a look at what you're aware of, what you're not aware of about yourself, and as well as who you are becoming. I can't wait to get into the reading. Pile 1 and pile 2 were super fun for me to do. It was so interesting. I can't wait to dive into your reading and see what you have. And I will be doing each part that I've mentioned in a row, all on its own, like what you're aware of. Oh, that's what you're aware of. What you're aware of in a row, all on its own. What you're not aware of in a row on its own, and who you're becoming. Is there a card the other way around? No. All on its own. Okay, so very quickly, let me introduce each pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful rose quartz. If you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Libra, Scorpio, Aquarius, as well as Capricorn. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Okay, so let's get straight into it. I am going to be placing your cards down there so that we have all the space we need for your reading. Right. There we go. And let's shuffle this one while we're at it as well. Right. Let's start with who you are in terms of what you're aware of. So, my dear pile number 3, you've got the cards, the seed. Wow. I'm just thinking what you're aware of in terms of the seed. Potential. You're very aware of your super strong potential. Okay, lovely. It's like a person who, for example, gets hired for a role. Maybe they don't have the experience the company's asking for, but they're like, watch me. I know I have this potential. I know I can do it better than anyone else. I can pick up and learn, but I know I can do this. I know this is mine. So I get that energy from you. You know your potential. You know you're a person full of potential and capable of creating magic and watching yourself blossom and watching things around you blossom because you just know. The cave. You are not a person who's super open with others. You like to keep your privacy. You like to keep your thoughts private. Although people can sense through your eyes, how you could be feeling. So you're open in that way. But in general, with the cave, you seem to be someone who is very private. Yeah. Someone who's very private. You honor your private life. Could be your alone time as well. Could be your alone time to grow the cave as well. Because in ancient civilizations, a lot of people would spend a lot of times, maybe sometimes even years, in caves, meditating and self-reflecting and growing. It's like a sacred ritual, a very powerful one. So perhaps that is suggesting to something like that, seed in the cave. Also, you're someone here. You are someone who people don't see, like you cave or you get into your personal bubble, personal space, and you grow and you grow and you come out just like from the seed to a plant, looking like something else, doing something else, creating magic. And it's like everyone's like, whoa, when did you do that? How did you do that? So you tend to get into your own bubble, do magical things, and come out with real magic, is what I'm picking up initially here, looking at your cards. You've got beach. There's something about you, surface, you're so deep. You're such a deep person, but you only show the surface level of that, which is very pleasant, just like the beach. You're aware that you're a very deep person, and so you show only a little bit of that, but because you're a very deep person, that surface level is super pleasant for others. You give that pleasantry, you know that you give that pleasantry, but you know that you're much deeper than that. Perhaps you're aware that others aren't capable of going so deep, the cave, the sea, you know, something like that. The sea, there's a lot of depth here to you. Very deep person for sure. Also the beach, you are very emotional person, very emotional person, but you only show a little bit of that, which is again sweet. Oh my god, this exact card popped up in this exact placement in pile number 2. And so if you want to expand on your reading, I highly recommend pile number 2 for you. If you're drawn, of course, to pile number 2, I highly recommend pile number 2. And I will tell you the same thing looking at niche in this particular area. It looks to me like you're a very unique person with niche. Like you don't see many of you around. You have your own kind, your own person. You walk to the beat of your own drum. Very unique, not someone who you see regularly. And you're not afraid of being yourself at all. You carve your own path for sure. Yeah, very unique. Like, yeah. If someone just gives a little bit of description about you, just like we just did, you know it's you right away. Yeah, very unique person. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards. So you've got the King of Cups. You seem to be a very loving person, but to a great extent, actually, highly emotionally balanced. I was like, whoa, how is that one? And I'm wrong. It's because, just like the ancients, that you've taken your time to be alone, to develop, to take care of yourself, to heal, that today it's so obvious that you're a very healthy person. It shows, and you know it. Very healthy emotionally, at least emotionally balanced in so many ways. You've got that balance between being very loving but very wise also. Yeah, I love this about you. So beautiful. Also, of course, King of Cups, you're empathetic, but again, balanced. Empathetic, but you're wise about what you need to do, how to do it, how to not affect yourself with that. Yeah, very empathetic, very loving, very balanced, very mature, very wise. The kings, there's aspect of wisdom here, or the knowing. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so you've got the Seven of Swords. You're also tricky, and you know that. Not in a bad way. I'll tell you what I mean. Seven of Swords. Oh, Six of Cups. I love this pile. Can you be my friend? I love that. Six of Cups. Yeah, you never lost your innocence with the Six of Cups. Also, Six of Cups, you're all about growth. You know, you age like fine wine. The more you grow, the better you become. Yeah, and you're very focused on growth. But in this pile, you're very intelligent. You don't waste years trying to grow. I feel like there's something about you, how intelligent, creative you are, and knowing how to use things to your favor so that you can grow the things you care about, or you grow as a person in an intelligent way. You know, this pile is about working smarter, not necessarily harder. It's not like you're not going to work hard, but this pile is about working smart, not necessarily harder. You're very resourceful, intelligent, creative. You put things together well, and so you're like, I can grow in this way, or I can grow that in this way. I can do this. I can do. Very resourceful person. And wow, very strong character. King of Wands. Your power shows in this pile. You're a very strong character, which means that you are. What can I say? How can I say this? You are very not admitting, what's the word? Very proud, very, very proud of who you are. Here, you give off the vibe of that's who I am. I like to be alone, but when I'm out, I'm gonna, it's gonna be very pleasant and loving, but I'm gonna decide that. You're very strong when it comes to you wanting to pursue the things that you want. You're not afraid of what anyone's going to think or what's going to happen, or being bold and taking a risk. Also, as a character, you have a very strong personality, and your energy shows through you. It can't be missed. Especially, it's not just in your face, in your energy in general. If anyone's looking behind you, they'll be able to recognize, whoa, this is a strong character. It's your vibe, you know. A very strong vibe, yet very loving and very innocent. I love this. Very intelligent. There's something about you, the Seven of Swords here. Someone who just knows how to make things happen. Someone who's intelligent. We did talk about the resourceful part. I want to expand here and say, you're someone who just knows how to do things. Like if you want to do something, you're like, let me think. I can do this. I can do that. You can make things happen. You give me strong project manager vibes, like someone who just knows what to do. Give this person the task. They'll make it happen. That sort of vibe I'm picking up here. You just know how to make things happen. You're resourceful and intelligent. And you don't usually go about doing things the usual way that others do it. Not that you don't follow the traditional route, but a lot of the times you're not afraid. You're bold, very courageous in exploring other ways and other intelligent ways of making the things that you want to happen. Yeah, beautiful character, very deep, yet the little of you is very pleasant and beautiful. People generally sit with you and think, oh, that was sweet, that was pleasant. Yeah, that was charismatic strength, as well as that real aspect of you, and that loving aspect of you is absolute charisma. So when you do show up, it's absolute charisma. But you seem to me with the cave like someone who prefers to stay alone a lot of the times and work on their potential, work on the things that they care about. You love making things grow and happen and work out. Also, the Six of Cups, you come across as someone who values deep relationships, like family, Six of Cups, sibling relationships, Six of Cups, friendships from old times. Anyone who is fortunate for you to call a friend will spend many years feeling blessed that they've spent all of these years with you. So sweet. Yeah, that's what I am seeing here when it comes to who you are. Am I missing anything? Let me double check. Pisces, spiritual. Yeah, you're a spiritual person. Yeah, I think I was able to capture what the cards here are showing you and who you are and what you're aware of as an essence, who you are in essence. Yeah. Very strong personality, very loving. Yeah, I think we captured it here. Right, let's now get into the second part of your reading and explore what you're not aware of about yourself. Okay, so you've got leg, stepping into a new experience. Oh, we've got two cards here. The crone, highly spiritual person. Like, I think you're not aware of how spiritual you are. Like, you know you're spiritual, but what you're not aware of are how spiritual you are and what sort of spiritual gifts you have, and the potential with the Merkaba here. It reminds me of the Merkaba, of how you can transcend. Maybe that you're ready to transcend massively, something like that. The nectar, My God, the nectar. There's something about you super magical. You know, in ancient civilizations, the nectar, the middle of the flower, can't remember what it's called. Anyways, especially in Hindu mythology, called the amrit, is a magical substance that contains infinite, let's call it that, infinite healing power, powerful healing capabilities, infinite healing power, yeah. It's the elixir of immortality. So it's kind of like, if you are aware of your spiritual power and you're bold enough to step into that power, you will realize that you have infinite healing powers that maybe few possess or can handle or have, that will allow you to transcend and almost like do magical things that you can't even think about. Can you believe? Did you know that? Wow. Wow. Let's continue. Like achieve immortality, or like moksha, transcending forever. Amazing. Manhunt, new identity. You know, I'm getting something weird. There's something about that having a power like that is hunted down by someone or some people who believe in this spiritually, in this spiritual skill, specifically this one. There's something about maybe you came here not being aware of it yourself, so that it doesn't show, because like you're not aware of it, and that's by design, because the more you use it early on, or before you get in touch with your mission that you're supposed to use this for, you're going to be hunted. So that's what you're not aware about yourself. I'm seeing like things like FBI, weird like things. This is for entertainment purposes only, of course. But yeah, I feel like your soul, it was designed that you don't know the depth of your spiritual gifts here. That's what you're not aware about yourself. Because once you step into it, adios, it begins, it shows bright, and you start a chase. And something about new identity here. Like, I don't know what your life story is going to be like, but there is something about almost I'm not saying you're going to live in a new identity, don't get me wrong at all, but you might find yourself living a totally different life in so many ways, at least in your future. Let's see. Right, so you've got a desert. Yeah, right now you're not in touch of it at all. It requires with the desert a particular type of nurturing for this to be activated. Perhaps you will, perhaps you will learn about it in due time. Okay, very interesting. Can't wait to get into that and learn more about it. So let's see what you're supposed to become aware of now that you weren't aware of. So you've got the World card. Ooh, I have a crazy feeling about this pile that they're going to transcend the world. Something about you're not coming back. You're growing as a soul. You're transcending. Wow. The Star card. I'm telling you, you're going back to the stars, back to your origins. Also, what you don't know about yourself, what you're not aware about yourself, is that you're a star seed. You come from, I know it might sound crazy, but I'm just reading what I'm seeing. So take what resonates with you and leave the rest. But I'm just going to follow my intuition. There's something about how you're rooted or connected to the stars. You're going back home. It's like your last reincarnation, last lifetime here on Earth, in the world. And you come, what you don't know about yourself is what sort of magic you are and what sort of magic you have, because you are not from this place, something like that. With the star. Woohoo! 6 of Wands. Something that you don't know about yourself is that you exude so much light that puts you in a spotlight and makes you instantly recognizable and in the spotlight effortlessly, wherever you are in the world, whoever you're surrounded with. You effortlessly exude the energy of center of attention. I think you're not aware of it because here you're super caved in. Maybe you don't socialize much, so you yourself, you're not aware of your energy. You barely show up, but when you do show up, you can't miss that energy. It's good for you to now know about yourself this. And you exude this light because you're a star seed. You exude so much life, it just can't, light that it can't be missed. You become effortlessly the center of attention without doing much. Imagine starting to do a little bit, where you would be. And in fact, I feel like this is inviting you to stand in your light, because your light will be healing for others. So it's actually a good thing to do whenever you choose to. Okay. You've got the Nine of Wands. You're confident, but you don't know, or resilient, but you don't know. I'm just going to follow the cards. That's what I'm seeing here. You've got this strong confidence, head held up high, standing tall. How can you not know this about yourself? Really? Stand in your light. When you stand in your light, what you don't know is when you stand in your light, you stand tall, you stand strong, you stand confident. Limitations become super small to you. Nothing can stand in your way of confidence and power. When you stand in your light, you're in your confidence, you're in your power. Nothing can be a limitation. Just so you know, your card is showing you when you stand in your light, nothing can stand in your way. And you're automatically strong, confident, resilient. Yeah. We can ask, how can you stand in your light, since you don't know about this, right? 3 cards here so that I don't forget. And last but not least, what you don't know about yourself, 5 of Cups. Hello? What is that saying? That you don't know about yourself? I'll pick it up. Right. What you don't know about yourself is that right now things look to you like you're nearly empty or barely surviving spiritually and maybe even in your world, but you possess a lot of magical skills that can give you the world. Like here's lack with the desert, here the world, you've got everything. So you've got some spiritual powers that can heal, that can help you transcend this world, go back to your home, heal the world through your light, manifest the things that you want completely, specifically the ones that you're lacking right now in your life. But the thing is, you're not meant to know about it yet, because you'll be hunted down. But other than what we've discussed in these 2 cards that you don't know about yourself, 5 of Cups. Which is a card of loss, disappointment, sadness, crying over spilled milk. What am I missing with this card? What don't you know about yourself? There's a whirlhole here. Is this saying you stored a lot of emotions, sad emotions you don't know about? Perhaps. Or did you get rid of them? I think I need more clarification here for sure. I think this card that just moved is supposed to give me clarification for you here, just so that I'm able to give you this accurately. I don't want to just throw anything out there. 6 of Swords. You're moving towards something calm. So this is healing and not the other way around. Okay, so this is not storing. This is letting go. Okay. So what you don't know about yourself is that you're healing from a lot of sadness. Because with the Six of Swords moving from tumultuous waters to calmer waters, it looks, excuse me, like your emotions were very, yeah, you always have the emotions. Your emotions were super tumultuous. It was due to deep sadness that you've gone through and disappointment that you've gone through in the past. And what you're not realizing is that you're really healing. You're a being that just heals automatically. You're almost giving me Superman vibes. I know it sounds crazy. This is not to say don't work on yourself, which you're always doing. I'm just saying I'm getting a sense of kryptonite. Stay with me, please. I'll just show you what I'm seeing. Something about how you've got some magical healing that you don't know about that is internally like a wormhole, healing you because of that light, constantly helping you move from that raging energy to calmness and healing. Yes, of course, through the efforts you're putting in, but a lot of it you don't know that it's actually coming from your spiritual energy and your powers of being a healer yourself in a massive way. And it is healing. It's all, they're falling into what seems like a black hole. Like you're like, where did they go? What happened there? You're just healing. It just happens. So that's another thing that you don't know about yourself, that you are someone who will continuously keep healing. It's just your nature, right? Lovely, perfect. I love this. Love this pile. Okay, what did I want to ask here? Right, I forgot already. These two cards were supposed to show us something that I think I picked up on already. That when you stand on your light, that's what I wanted to ask. Like, how come there's confidence here that you don't know about? Yeah, you've got a lot of confidence and resilience that you don't know about. And it happened. Oh, I remember. How can you stand in your light? Right. So you've got the Three of Pentacles. A Knight of Swords. I know this is not the order of the traffic light, but it certainly reminds me of the traffic light and seeing the movement of the Knight of Swords. There's something about, in order to stand in your light, you must pause to allow everything to work together for you and then take action. Oh, this means that perhaps your body sometimes, your emotions or something are on autopilot, right? And so in order to avoid this autopilot and regain back your control and stand in your light, you're guided to, before taking action, to pause, to stop. Things will automatically within you start working by themselves. You'll remember, oh, these are my principles, these are my boundaries, these are my values, this is what I want to do. Keep everything waiting outside you, waiting, and everything outside you waiting, until everything just starts to work together, and then you start taking action. If you continue to do that more and more by time, more and more, you'll find yourself automatically standing in your light. So if a particular situation, for example, scares you, and it allows you to not stand in your light, you want to, before taking action, pause, recuperate, and go, right, I want to do it like this. That's what I want to do. So that's what you're guided. The more you pause before you take action, the more you will be standing in your light, is what I am seeing here as your guidance. Right. So let's take the clarification cards to the side for now. But yeah, these are generally the things that I see that you are not aware of about yourself. And wow, which takes us to me asking, when are you going to be aware of your magic? Wow, the Empress. When the world is ready, when something in the world is ready, has grown and ready. Okay, something about the world catching up to you or something. Yeah, the world. Something needs to be nurtured. Something is growing now in the world, and it will be ready to receive your light in due time. Right. So until then, it's hidden from you and everyone, so that it's not hunted down before its due time. Nine of Swords. People right now, it seems, are, whether in the area that you're going to be showing your light in, or maybe this is the whole world, something about people are now reversing some dark thoughts that used to hurt them and perhaps led to this chasing. And the more people change their thoughts into the light, the safer, or the right time, not safer, the right time, the more it will be the right time for you to know about your magic and for it to come out. The Chariot. There is a time where things will move. You know what? Next year, if you ask me, is the Chinese Year of the Horses. So maybe, just maybe, take timing with a grain of salt. Maybe next year, or maybe towards the end of next year, because 7, the Chariot, the numerology with the Chariot, it could be the end of 2026, beginning of 2027. But please take timing with a grain of salt. So this answers the when the word's ready for your nurturing, for your love, for your wisdom, for you to be able to create, the Empress, create what you're here to create. Which, by the way, what are you here to create? And by this time, people would have shifted a lot of the maybe thoughts that would scare them from light like yours or magic like yours. And it seems like things will be shifting a lot towards the end of 2026, beginning 2027. So what are you supposed to share with the world, my dear pile number 3? King of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, 3 of Cups, Page of Wands. There's something about, it's crazy, but I instantly get hit with the idea that something about your mission includes making people feel blessed on their own, like quitting their corporate job or quitting giving their backs to necessarily wanting to be wealthy through just money, or something about the old system, educating them, allowing them to leave this system behind and go back to being a society and start what they are excited about, and being fulfilled without the old, I heard oligarchy, and rather remembering their power of being together and finding independence, freedom, and exciting new journey of pursuing their desires and dreams. Yeah, something like that. Very specific and unique goal, but an amazing one, and unique just like you. Okay, very interesting. Please help us. Love that. Right, so that is what I'm seeing in terms of what you don't know, my dear pile number 2. Let's take a look at who you are becoming. Okay, so thanks. Well, that came out easily. 2, right. So you've got horse. There's something about next year, the year of the horse, short journey. Okay. So a lot of, in my opinion, looking at short journey, a lot of changes are going to happen in your life next year, or at least in who you're becoming. You're going through like a whole year of massive changes in the horse year. It's short. It's not a long time changing. It's during the horse year is your time where you are really growing as a person, right? Key, successful outcome to your problems. I love this. I kind of feel like during 2026, you will be blessed to have a lot of your problems solved as you're growing as a person. A lot of your problems are going to be naturally solved. And now that you are almost comfortable, or you're free out of your personal limitations, you'll be ready by the end of 2026 to 2027 to start looking outside and helping everyone else. Oh, 2 cards again. Shaman, I'm telling you, do you see? there's something about you being a magician, a magical being, right? And using your magic. So you're becoming someone who's gaining more and more access to their magical um, skills, magical side of themselves that they don't know by the day. Gnosis. Ooh, I don't remember which pile. I think it was pile number 2 where this popped up. You really want to check pile number 2. But with gnosis, it is or maybe 1, I'm not sure. Gnosis is information, deep information that leads to enlightenment, that leads to magic. That's you. That leads to massive changes that no one knew about. So gnosis here shows that you're becoming someone more enlightened with a lot of information that most people don't know, and you're getting it from the source. You're getting it from within. You're not getting it from outside and books. The more you're in touch with your magic and you're seeing what it does, the more you just know. And you strike me as someone who just knows. You're going to become someone who just knows. It's like someone would ask you a question and the answer would just come to you. Something like that. You would just know. You just know. You know who has that energy that I am enamored by on Instagram? And if you don't know this account, oh my God, I highly recommend it. There is an account called, I'll check it out right now. I promise I'm going to give it to you right now, of a mother who has a child who just knows everything. And you think this is crazy until you watch it. You ask this person, like this is like a 7-year-old that you ask, where does our souls go? What happened before we came? All the deep question. It just makes so much sense. And the intellectual prowess of this little boy who is able to, what's the word? Eloquently explain with great wisdom what happened and what's happening, and all the sort of questions we have is mind-blowing. You will have to see it for yourself, because right now you can go, oh, his mother must have influenced him, or maybe he's like listening to all this. No. When you listen, you will know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna recommend something to you. I'm telling you. Let me check this account. Okay, I'm scrolling looking for it, but look, Kate Middleton has blonde hair. She's gorgeous. Okay, Princess Catherine now. All right, I digress. Oh, finally, I found it. Kelly, the Magical Medium, on Instagram. This is out of this world. Please check it out, because you'll see what I mean here when I'm talking about you is kind of like you just know, you just answer. You just know. I think to a point where even you're going to surprise yourself. You just know, you just have the answers. You know what to do. You're fully in touch with your inner wisdom to source. And it might sound crazy now, but next year will unlock this for you. So yeah, we were right about the timing here. Next year is the year you unlock, you get in touch with your magical powers. It might sound crazy to you now to think that one can just speak, but listen to this little boy and you'll see that this does exist, and this is where you're going to be next year. Okay, let's pull out the rest of your tarot cards and see who you're becoming. Very interesting. Wow. The Hierophant, didn't I tell you guys? You're going to be knowledgeable. You're going to be teaching others, passing on information and knowledge. And it's going to happen step by step. Step by step, you'll get in touch of the light, of source, of your star essence. And you'll just find yourself naturally teaching others this. Wow. Getting in tune with that frequency. Okay. Yeah. The 8 of Cups. Temperance, healing again. Integrating your shadow as well. 10 of Swords, wow. Page of Pentacles. Right. So who are you becoming, other than what we've discussed, it looks like you are someone who's massively healing and integrating their shadow in a great way, where you are going to move away entirely from the things that used to inflame you, whether this was mentally, physically, emotionally, all of that. I see you moving away from what used to hurt you. Wow. And moving more and more into your light of who you are. And as you are doing that, you're integrating automatically your shadow. Also, this process, we did learn that it's just happening for you. It's just, you're just healing. You're just healing. Not that I'm taking any thing away from you, any shape or form, because you are doing the effort here with the cave. But I'm just saying you're also blessed because you're in this natural state of healing. That's what your star like magic quality is. It's almost like kryptonite. And you're healing, and the more you're healing, that's what you're becoming. The more you're moving away from the very things that used to hurt you and inflame you. And I see you standing on your 2 feet and no longer complaining about the things that used to greatly hurt you with the Ten of Swords. This chapter is ending. You're moving away from that completely. You're moving away from that, and you're moving nearer towards your light and your magic. And so Page of Pentacles is a new chapter. From the Ace to the 10 is one chapter. From the Page to the Kings is another era. Let's call it another era. You're moving into another era, a totally new you. Not that you're losing your essence, but you're more like becoming your essence. You know how Paulo Coelho says, maybe it's not about finding who you are. Maybe it's about shedding more of what you're not in order to become more of what you are. And that's what I'm seeing here with the Page of Pentacles. And these cards right there, shedding what you're not, becoming stronger as you shed, and becoming who you really are. Because a lot of it, by the way, you don't know. Yeah. Very interesting reading, my dear pile number 3. I'm honored to be doing a reading one day for someone like you. Thank you for all the help you're going to be giving to the world. Thank you for your light. Thank you for connecting with me. And I truly hope you've enjoyed your reading. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 3, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.